Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the Intergalactic Space Arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room. What happens when you combine the excellent Top Gun with the amazing Jungle Strike? You get the very mediocre Top Gun Combat Zones on the Game Boy Advance. Anybody seen a Game Boy Advance around here? It's Top Gun Combat Zones for the Game Boy Advance. From 2003, a game based on the incredible motion picture Top Gun. But can it really be a Top Gun game or a Top Gun anything without Kenny Loggins? I mean, Top Gun is good by itself, but the addition of Kenny Loggins makes it amazing. I just watched the movie again recently, and I gotta tell you, Playing with the Boys is like my theme song. Wait. Oh, that sounds wrong. Never mind. Strike that. I'll choose something else. How about I Went to the Danger Zone? Or the theme song from Caddyshack. Or Take My Breath Away by Berlin, who is a terrific group, actually. It's a shame that's the song they're most famous for. Anyway, I must be on an 80s movies video game kick here because I just reviewed Ghostbusters for the Atari, which has one thing this game doesn't have. Some music from the movie. Ray Parker Jr. recreated in Atari is fabulous. So where's any of the music or the style or the fun and excitement of Top Gun in this game? All of it is missing, even the beach volleyball scene. In the part where Tom Cruise shows up for a date and just rudely takes a shower at her place. Like, that's just awesome. Instead, we get a mixture of 3 different flight action games, a top-down style like Jungle Strike, some side-scrolling shooter action, and then some behind-the-plane style like the old Top Gun game on NES or Afterburner. None of which are done terribly well, I'm afraid. If you do choose to accept this mission on Game Boy Advance, there is a password save system so that you can continue after your plane is shot down or runs out of fuel or you just get bored. I should mention there's 3 planes to choose from, F-14, F-18, and F-22. You have several weapons available as you're flying around, like machine guns, homing missiles, and bombs. You can frequently choose between air targets and ground targets. The top-down sequences, like Desert Strike or Jungle Strike, don't have the personality of Desert Strike or Jungle Strike, so they quickly became boring and the dreaded missions after the side-scrolling and Afterburner parts of the game, but even those aren't terribly well designed. The whole thing feels really sloppy and like it was made on a super tight budget, simply to cash in on the Top Gun license, which I assume it was. You know, Game Boy Advance games are kind of hit or miss like that. You've got some really good ones, and then shovelware. I think Top Gun Combat Zones is interesting, even if I don't recommend it. It's kind of neat that this exists. So I do have a Classic Game Room shout out, and thank you to send all the way to Fuzzlebob in Strongsville, Ohio, the Buckeye State. So thank you, Fuzzlebob. It's Top Gun Combat Zones, and I would recommend sticking with Top Gun, the movie, or Top Gun on the NES. I also highly recommend the Top Gun soundtrack on cassette. That way you can take it with you in your Walkman.